the group. But in this case, I did... All the songs were kind of written and the words were written in isolation. So it was a solo record. You know, I only got other people in to share the pain. At the end, when I knew I'd got the songs and I was happy with them, but I knew I needed people to help me record it so that it wouldn't... Because I couldn't make it sound musically acceptable on my own.
And it's the truth, it's the price of love, but there ain't no way I'm ever gonna live like magic that blows your mind away, takes you somewhere that you wanna stay. You only get to stay one day. Because nothing comes close and nothing can compare to black magic. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How important was it for you to become famous?
Well, when I started Pulp, it was kind of, you know, the idea of being famous was probably like the same, on a level of realistic thinking, was probably up there with like wanting to be a spaceman. It was just a fantasy. I formed the group when I was 14 or something like that, and did it for about 25 years. You know, that's getting into status quo realms of longevity, even though most of that was like the invisible part of the iceberg, because we were in Sheffield and very obscure, and nobody heard of us till the kind of mid-90s.
Was that headlining at Glastonbury brought it home? Was it the...
Yeah, that was the one, I suppose that was the
thing,
one
yeah.
physical manifestation of it, I suppose, yeah, definitely. Common People had been a hit, but that's kind of abstract. But when you're on a stage and you're surrounded by all these people who seem to know the words and you can hear them singing it back at you, there's no denying it then. You've stepped through some weird portal into another dimension.
Sing along with the common people. Sing along and it might just get you through. Laugh along with the common people. Laugh along even though they're laughing at you. And the stupid things that you do. You can just think that all is cool.
I think that's my problem. I thought that probably I would go into another dimension, and I'm sure anybody looking at it from outside would probably have predicted that I would have not taken to the celebrity life at all. It had been there for so long in the back of my mind, like a fantasy, that there was no way that it could ever live up to what I thought it was going to be. And being a bit socially inept, I guess I thought that, you know, everything in my life was going to fall into place. This is a thing that I do a lot, I think. Imagine that there's going to be some point at which everything clicks into place, or you become an adult, or you know what to do. And I mean, I don't want to be a downer, but I just don't think there is that point. There aren't magic wands or things that do those things.
But when you did become famous, you said, words to the effect that you found you really couldn't handle it.
I'd liked the idea of it, but then the reality was that it kind of killed off my normal life, which was a bit traumatic, really. My stuff had always been based on, you know, close observation, and it was difficult to do that now, because you would walk into a room and people go, "Oh, look at him, oh, it's him, I've seen you." And even if people were nice, and people generally are nice to me, it's not that, you know, I've been traumatised by lots of stalkers and stuff like that. It's just, you know, it just didn't work for me.
But you became ridiculously famous when you interrupted Michael Jackson at the Brit Awards. That gave you a degree of celebrity. Wasn't that a factor that began to send you into some kind of wobble?
Yeah, and I had no one to blame for that but myself. But
one of the magazines thought you should be given a knighthood. I mean, a lot of people were on your side.
yeah, I don't regret that incident in terms of I thought it was, you know, I think what I did was morally wrong, because I don't think that at all. I haven't got a personal vendetta against Michael Jackson. I think, it can dance. I mean, anybody who invents moonwalk is all right by me. But it was just that one particular performance that I thought was in bad taste, and that's why I did what I did. By doing that slightly show-off act, it did catapult me into a certain place, which, you know, I had nobody to blame but myself, that then I was tabloid fodder, basically. That was what I was most known for then. So it was all this, OK, slave away in a band from 81 to 96, 14 years, and then actually forget about all that, just go and kind of bend over and pretend to be wafting a fart out into the audience at the Brit Awards for a minute at most, and you become much more famous. It was just weird, you know, it overshadowed everything else that had gone before it. Outside there's children laughing, the radio plays my favorite song, the sun is shining, oh, and peace broke out in the world, and no one says a cruel word, and peace is the sweetest sound I've ever heard. It's kind of a dim and distant memory to me now of when Pulp were at the height of their fame. It's quite nice to be able to go incognito about your daily business. It's just nice not to have to think about that, because you don't want to feel all that self-consciousness of, oh yes, I'm a pop star going down to buy a loaf of bread or whatever, you know. So it kind of suits me that, that people don't know who I am in Paris. I think just being out and about and seeing things tends to just kind of spark off ideas in your mind. Either it reminds you of something that's happened to you or whatever. You know, you look at people and you can think, I wonder what they do or where they're going or whatever, you know, try and work out what they do. You just notice things, you know, like I did notice that there were more fat kids in England than there were in France. I mean, I haven't done like a survey, but there just are. So that incredible insight led to a song. Fat children took my life. Fat children took my life. Fat children took my life. Some passers-by took me to the station, but the least false was elsewhere. Putting bullets in some guy's head for no particular reason. So I died in the back of the cab, but I'll be back to haunt them. This thing does not end here. My spirit walks the streets of Tottenham, singing, fat children took my life. Fat children took my life.